Hello everyone, my name is Adeesha and welcome to Learn with Adeesha. For those that are new to the channel, I am Adeesha, your host, and this channel, Learn with Adeesha, is a place where I can teach you about some of the fundamentals that you'll need to ace your exams. As a star student, I am perfectly capable of handling everything, and after this video, so will you in the topic of trigonometry. Here I will be teaching you about the Pythagorean theorem, which is more commonly called as a squared plus b squared equals c squared. As most people know from 7th grade mathematics classes, ratios, the sine, cos and tan ratios, and also a well-known abbreviation known as SOHCAHTOA, and the rules, which are sine and cosine rules. Sine rule is basically a over sine A equals b over sine B equals c over sine C, but you probably don't know what that means, and that's alright. We'll get into that later. We'll also move on to 3D trigonometry problems, which are quite hard for some people, but don't worry, I will make it easy. And last but not least, angles of elevation and depression. So keep in mind that this is only a revision video, as in I will not be doing any practice problems unfortunately. Those will be covered in a future video, which will be named accordingly as the practice problems acquaintance video to this revision booklet or video. So let's start off with the Pythagorean theorem. Now, as you can see here, the Pythagorean theorem is most commonly abbreviated as a squared is equal to, a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. Yet, what many of you don't know is that this is also the basis of another equation used in a completely different field. Which equation, you might ask? This equation. I'll show you. The length is equal to the square root of the differences between x squared plus the differences between y squared. Now you might ask, what exactly is this equation? Well, it's the equation for the length of a line, which is pretty fundamental in many things such as construction and architecture, as well as physics, of course. So, moving on, you can see that this equation is quite similar to this equation, as in we can match c here and then square root a squared plus b squared. So these two match, these two match, and these two match. So it's a pretty simple similarity, and yet it can simplify everything by a ton. Now, what does the Pythagorean theorem even mean actually? I haven't gotten into that, but I will. So, stay tuned and I will show you what exactly the Pythagorean theorem means and where it's used. So, the Pythagorean theorem, which is again called a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared, is actually not defined as the equation. In fact, no equation is defined as itself, because that would be dumb, isn't it? Why would you define a word by the word itself? That's like saying that phone means phone. So you don't know what that word actually means, right? So I'll tell you what this means. It states that the sum of the squares of the other two sides of a right triangle, which I will abbreviate as tri and a dot, are equal to the square of the hypotenuse. For those who didn't get it, the sum of the squares of the other two sides, square means this symbol, which means multiply a number by itself, of the other two sides of a right triangle, that being A and B, are equal to the square of the hypotenuse, that being C squared. Now, this contains a bunch of fancy terms. I'll explain them all really short and really quickly, okay? Stay tuned, stay subscribed, stay safe, stay happy, and keep studying for your board exams. Good luck, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.